Once you have your Origo book, please turn to pages 208 and 209. Today we're going to be learning about using the associative property of addition with 4, 1, and 2-digit numbers. Let's go take a look at the step in. It says, imagine you had to build a fence around this garden. How many meters of fencing would you need, and how could you figure out the total? So first off, let's talk about meters. The meters here is what this M stands for. It's a unit of measurement. So we have feet, inches, centimeters, and we also have meters. Meters are going to be larger than those things. So now we want to know how many meters of fencing we would need and how we could figure out the total. Well, he tells us I added 8 plus 2 first because that's 10. So remember how we talked about last week that we want to make addition as easy as possible for us. So when we make two problems, when we make a number sentence that adds two numbers together that makes 10, it's going to be a lot more simple for us because that's something that we can quickly recognize and understand. So we recognize here I have the numbers 8, 2, 9, and 7. I know off the top of my head when I see 8 and 2 that makes 10. That is what they did here. Then they added 9 plus 7 because those are our other two measurements. And 10 plus 16 is 26. So they found that 9 plus 7 is 16. Then we want to know the whole perimeter. This is like the perimeter. We want to know how much fencing we need all around this garden. So we added up all 4 measurements, which gives us 26. So now let's take a look. How could you use the same thinking to add these numbers? So I'm going to write 3 different number sentences. Remember, we just talked about I want to see what 2 numbers will make 10. I see 2 numbers right now. I have the numbers 8, 7, 4, and 6. Which 2 numbers out of those 4 numbers will make 10? I know 6 and 4. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Now, I have 2 other numbers left. I have 8 and 7. So I'm going to add 8 plus 7, which is 15. Lastly, I have to add both of these numbers together because I want to know the perimeter. I want to know all along the edges the total. So then my last number sentence would be 10 plus 15, which I'm going to add my ones place first, 5 and 0, which is 5. 1 plus 1 in my tens place, which is 2. So 10 plus 15 equals 25. Now let's take a look at the step up. We're going to figure out the total length of all the sides without measuring. Write an addition sentence to show your thinking. So exactly what we just did above, we're going to do the same thing here. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my 2 numbers that are going to equal 10. So I have 6 and 4 again. So I'm going to write 6 plus 4, which equals 10. Then I'm going to add my other 2 numbers, which are 9 and 7. 9 plus 7, which is 16. Now don't forget, we still have one more addition sentence because I need to add all 4 together. So now I'm going to add 10 plus 16 equals, let's look at my ones place, I have a 6 and a 0. 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. So my total length is 26. Now, let's try the next one. I have 5, 6, 12, and 8. I see 2 things here. I see two numbers, 12 and 8, because I know 8 and 2, both of my ones make 10, and I already have 1 10. So I'm going to add these two first because 8 and 2 make 10. So I have 12 plus 8. Now let's add. We're going to have to do some regrouping here. I have 8, 9, 10 in my ones place. Then I have to carry over that 1 into my tens place. Now I have 1 plus 1 in my tens place, which is 2, which 12 plus 8 equals 20. And then I have 5 and 6. So 5 plus 6. Well, I know I have a 5 in my 6, so I know 5 plus 5, just in my head. If I broke up the number 6, I could do 5 and 1. So I have 5 plus 5 is 10, plus that 1 extra is 11. So we want to start thinking about that. Think about how you can break those numbers up to help you add quicker and recognize those. Also, if you need help, always pull out your ones and tens blocks. You can use your hundreds chart, but I really want us to be able to do this with just using our thinking without using manipulatives, so we can get our math facts and start practicing those and recognizing them as soon as we see them. So now the last step I need to add is 20 plus 11. Now my ones place is 1 plus 0, which is 1. Now I have 2 plus 1 in my tens, which is 3, which equals 31. Remember, if I am going too fast, or maybe you need to see something again, just rewind the video and you can always go back and re-listen to something. Okay? Now we're moving on to number 2. On number 2, we're going to write an addition sentence to show how you find the total length of all sides. So exactly what we've been doing. We're just doing it again over here on the side. But now, instead of breaking up our addition sentences, instead of writing 3 of them, I'm going to write one long one because it wants to know of all. So I want to show the total length of all my sides. If you think that you do better with doing 3 separate number sentences, you can still do that. I'm going to show you with writing just only one addition sentence. So I have the numbers 17, 5, 13, and 7. So I'm going to add 17 plus 13 plus 7 plus 5. So I'm going to go ahead and add. I know 7 plus 3 in my ones place is 10, plus another 10, which is 20, plus another 10, which is 30. So 17 plus 13 is 30, plus 7, which is 37, plus 5, which is 42. So I know all of those together are 42. Now, if, like I mentioned, if you want to split this up where you have 3 separate addition sentences, you can do that. That is okay. I will accept either one. Letter B, we have 18, 12, 21, and 9. Now, I'm adding them from greatest to least. You can, because we are adding, they can be in any order that you choose. Only because we're adding, like, they can be in any order. So I have 21 plus 18 plus 12 plus 9. Now, I wrote this and I did my greatest to least, but I see something different that I can change. I know that my 8 and 2 makes 10, and my 9 and 1 makes 10. So I'm going to switch those. I'm going to switch 9 and 18 around, so when I'm adding across, this makes it a little bit easier for me. So now I have the new problem, 21 plus 9 plus 12 plus 18. So I know 9 and 1 is 10, plus 2 10s is 30, plus 1 10 is 40, plus another 10 is 50, and I know 8 and 2 make 10, which is 6. Now let's keep doing that again. Another thing, if this is confusing and you would like to write it down further, you could always do this. I have 21 and 9, which is 30. Then I can do my plus sign. And I can do my 12 plus 18. 8 and 2 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is another way you can do it. You can break it down underneath each number sentence, if this is helpful. So I have 30 plus 30, which is 60. So there's two different ways that you could do this. You can write it straight across in your head, or you can break it down still this way. Now letter C, we have the numbers 31, 19, 25, and 22. So I already see I have 31 and 19, so 9 and 1 is 10. So let's do that. 31 plus 19 plus 25 plus 22. So I know 9 and 1 is 10. I'm going to carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 in my tens is 5. In my ones place, I have 5 plus 2, which is 7. And I have 2 plus 2, which is 4. Now I'm going to add these together. I have 0 and plus 7 in my ones place, which is still 7. And then I have 5 plus 4 in my tens place, which is 9. So it's 97. You see how we get to the bigger numbers that it may be more helpful to add down below underneath to help you stay organized and keep on track. Now letter D. We have the numbers 23, 17, 26, and 28. So I'm going to add 23 plus 17 plus 26 plus 8. I have 3 plus 7 in my ones, which is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus another 1 in my tens, which is 4. Now I have 6 plus 8, which is 14. Now I have 2 plus 1, which is 3. Now I have 0. Now we're going to add 40 plus 34. Now I have 0 plus 4 in my ones, which is 4. And I have 4 plus 3 in my tens, which is 7. Now my total is 74. Now on the step ahead, it says Ethan figured out that he would need 90 meters of fencing to fence this whole property. Write the missing links. There is more than one possible answer. Okay, so it gives you two numbers. You know that the total number is 90 meters. So you're going to have to do some subtraction. You're going to have to look at what you're subtracting in order to find the last two measurements of the missing links. Here's where you're going to show your work. I should see multiple number sentences. I should see addition sentences. And I should see subtraction sentences. Okay? Make sure that your ultimate total of all sides of this property equal 90. Once you have completed this, you're going to upload a picture of only the step ahead, please. I don't need to see page 208, and I don't need to see number 2 at the top. I only want to see this so that way I can see your picture nice and clearly when I'm grading. And upload a picture to your assignment, and you will be finished for today's assignment.